Okay, so we're outside again. Going to be 90 again. We have the fire is gone on the title. It's a canister, a fire extinguisher canister on my counter. It puts out fires. We have judgment as the overall energy. So we are putting out the fires. You're putting out your fire within. You're putting out the fires without. That's all I'm getting there. And we have the Jack of Clubs, which is the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands energy and the Judgment card. Now, the Knight of Wands energy that I'm getting is just what I said. It's an action card. You're doing things. You're doing it. And keep doing it. Because it's really important that you understand that the movie's already won. We're just bringing it into 4D. So when we wake up in the morning and we really don't really feel like being here, we're having much more fun in astro. Just remember that it's like going to a job if you were Tom Cruise or if you were one of these stars in the movies, right? He stars a lot in Mission Impossible. And you're going to go to your TV set and you have to act out the movie. And he don't feel like going to work today. He's tired. He wants to stay in bed. But he does it because he's making this awesome Mission Impossible movies, right? That's what we're doing. Except our movie's called Mission Possible. Okay, so underneath the Knight of Wands, we have the Six of Cups. We're leaving the past, and I say this a lot, and every time I say that you're leaving the past, what do I say after that? Lessons learned. We're leaving the past, and we're taking anything from the past, and we're turning it into a lesson learned. Okay? Top of the deck, two cards came out in my hand. We have the King of Swords and the Three of Wands. So it's just telling me that you're celebrating, you're going from a knight to a king. It's getting to be less action and more results. And that makes sense, okay? Less action, more results makes sense with the Judgment being the overall energy. Now we have the Four of Pentacles underneath the Judgment. Underneath the Judgment is Four of Pentacles. So what I'm getting from this is you're learning to let go of the past, lessons learned, but you're learning to let go of the survival mode and the miser mode. So instead of you clinging on to things thinking that you have to have it for 5 years from now, you have to have it because it's been in your family heirloom, you're smashing all them ideas. And you're saying, you know what? I only need what I need. I'm leaving here soon anyway, is the type of attitude. And if you're not leaving soon, you're at least changing soon into a whole different spectrum. So I'm going to use the quantum, for example. If the quantum financial system is true and we're all going to get cue cards and be rich, we're surely not going to keep all of this old stuff. So it's kind of that mentality of, I need to stop being a miser. I need to stop being in survival mode. And that Four of Pentacles is you're letting go of the purse. You see how she's clutching that purse? Then we have the Four of Cups energy right after that. Because it's hard. You see the picture? It's hard. She's sitting there going, oh, I really don't want to get up this morning. Oh, I really don't want to have to liquidate all this stuff. And it's just that kind of feeling of, I really don't want to do this, but I'm going to a new life. I'm getting the analogy of having to leave a position, leaving a job, leaving a community, even. And you've been promoted, so you know it's going to be better, but it's just really hard saying goodbye to everybody. It's hard saying goodbye to even the company car, right? Because you've bonded with the company car. And now you're going to get a better car, you're going to get a better job, you're going to be in better weather, but it's still hard to leave the past. That's the energy going on. I also wanted to tell you in Astro, they're kind of funny. They said, you said in your video about a guy coming to see you, a mission partner, whatever, on a white horse with white tulips. And they said, that's kind of outdated, Miss Mystic. And I said, okay, so what's he coming in? And she said, a white Mustang. I think it was a Shelby, but I'm not positive. I don't know all my cars. I used to have 67 Mustangs. So I like 67 Mustangs. Maybe he'll come in a white 67 Mustang. And he's not bringing white tulips because we're naturalists and we don't really like flowers. We like them in the ground. So he's bringing you white chocolate that you love. And I said, oh, that is so much better than a horse and tulips. And you're right, this is 2025. I'm not back in the horse and buggy day, right? And then the song that was playing was, which I'll put on my playlist, last day of May, so it'll still be in the May playlist. Tesla, Modern Day Cowboy. Yes, Tesla, Modern Day Cowboy was cranking in the white Mustang with the white chocolate, and I'm just so excited. Okay, so underneath the nostalgia card, we have the Nine of Cups. And why are we excited? Because of the story I just told you. There's a great story ahead of us. We just have to let it play out. That is our wishes and our desires, that Nine of Cups. Because we have a lot of love to give. We're in our Queen of Hearts, our Queen of Cups energy. And the Nine of Cups is the reason why we're in the Queen energy. Because we're happy. We're taking all that was behind us, all our many lives, all our many experiences, and we're using it now with our DNA being activated. We're using it for our enhanced superpowers to do our mission possible with our Tom Cruise. Okay, you get it? And yes, I love to eat sugar, and I still do. I'm a hummingbird from Lemuria. Okay, so Ace of Wands. It's an in and out energy. I always say that for this card. It's an in and out energy. But today I'm getting that energy of, just like the story, I was talking about a white horse and white tulips. And that's the in and out energy that I was getting with my castle, right? But they're in Astro saying, you know, you're thinking too much in the past. Those were past lives, Miss Mystic. Past lives. Future life, okay? White spaceship. White hoverboard. White Mustang car, okay? White chocolate. Tesla blaring out. Maybe you even are going to a live Tesla concert, or maybe you and your mission partner make your own live music. You know, it's more deeper than a white horse, a castle, and some white tulips, because those are the memories from the past. We need to make our future memories. So it's an in and out energy. It's an energy of, I remember when, but now it's going to be like the same storyline, but different characters and different scenes. I remember somebody saying there's only so many storylines that we can do for movies. And I remember somebody say there's only so much music that we can make because it's like it's all been done already. So we're trying to make even newer than that. I call it spaceship music and spaceship movies. Okay, so I stand corrected on my white horse. And I said, well, what's the castle then? And they said, the castle is different universes. And I said, does that mean I'm not going to be in my castle? And they don't think I'm going to be doing my project, even though I would love to do Mystic's Mansion and my animal sanctuary. They said, you're doing that now. You really are. And your castle is going to be your other universes. And your white horse is actually going to be a white spaceship. Because right now I have a blue one. So the Ace of Pentacles, and that's the truth, and that's a big yes card. Everything I just said is backed up with that Ace of Pentacles. So we've got 2 aces in a row, and then we have the Strength card for the final outcome. So it's just telling you to don't think that what I just told you is a fairyland. If you're thinking that what I just told you is a fairyland, and you really think sci-fi is fiction, then I am definitely not the channeler, the reader, the spirit guide for you. Okay, so Queen of Cups, and underneath the Queen of Cups, we're going to end with the 5 of Cups and the 7 of Swords. So that's just saying that if you're going to believe the lies and the deception of the Matrix and think that I'm lying and I'm fiction, then you're going to be very disappointed. You're going to be very disappointed when you find out that everything was a lie and that what you thought was a lie was really the truth. So my story, as fairyland as it may sound, is truth. And we're going to be celebrating 3 of Hearts. And if you listen to my regression under my video tab, it says, I'm here for the celebration. And it's a celebration not just for Earth, but for the whole solar system. So my mission is possible, and it's huge. Yours is too, especially if you're connecting with me. You have a huge part in this. You're part of my soul family. You're with me every night in Astro, and I love teaching you, and I love learning from you. So we'll pull just 2 more cards. I'm going to shuffle the deck, and we're going to pull 2 more cards just for a kind of buy and a warning, and they just fell out in my hands. The King of Wands and the Soul Contract. So my King of Wands always warns you against ego and always tells you to go for your creativity. So back to when I said, I think that you should move forward with spaceship songs, spaceship movies, and then once we're out of here, we can stay in our spaceship for good and go to all different universes as we do in Astro, and come back and help those here that are in castles and on horses. Okay, so there's your outcome. King of Wands, 2 of Cups, Soul Contract. I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.